Yeah. Yeah, man. Get a little early start here today. Let's see here. Good to see you, Robert. Testing on audio. Do we have mic? Do we have audio mic here? Yeah, that kind of seems like that'll get it done for today's hangs. Let's see. Make sure I got things on deck that I might want to play with, right? Welcome. We're going to start a little bit early today. Cheers, Italy. Man, Ohio, Russia. Excellent. Greetings all. Oh, good to see Plastodon. You got you a Vidami. Excellent, man. It's a killer item. Really, really good. Ed Day's in the house saying, I hope you're well. Picked up a used Bella combo without the reverb 3 days ago. Yeah, I'm a non-reverb kind of guy from the amplifier. That's just me. Welcome back after several weeks here on the old Vidami Tuesday hang. I'm starting early. I've been looking forward to getting back in the saddle here. It has been an incredibly busy couple of weeks. A lot of things going on. A lot of things, man. Shows with Mr. Greg Koch. Outstanding. That was a blast, man. Got to bring in my buddy Eli. And then, of course, Andy and Uncle Ben. Then we all saddled up and went over to Middle Tennessee to the lovely Woodshed Guitar Experience. And good Lord, how inspiring. I mean, unbelievable. It's just that event is just becoming more and more special every year. And this year, really, really magnificent. We brought in a guy from Nashville named Rory Hoffman. For those that haven't heard Rory, incredibly talented individual. My gosh. Just incredibly musical. Insane sense of harmony. He's blind. He plays guitar on his lap. Kind of plays it, laid out. And then, of course, Tosin Abasi, Tom Quayle, Nick Johnston, Greg Koch, Mark Lettieri, Brent Mason, Guthrie Trapp, Jim Riley, Daniel Kimbrough, Ben Eller, Andy Campbell, Eli Bishop, Toby and Dylan from the Koch Marshall Trio. I mean, just an otherworldly lineup of players that came out to that thing. And then fast forward, the Monday after Woodshed, felt like it was technically Monday, but if time was a construct for about 5 days where I had to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning to get to Nashville for a 5 a.m. flight. Flew to the West Coast, did some shows in Portland, Seattle, and all that stuff. Early lobby calls, all fly dates, and we'll talk about some of that and how I deal with getting my tones and fly dates and whatnot. And then immediately came right back to the East Coast, jumped on a bus, and then straight up to Connecticut and that area. So that's been my past 3 weeks. And dude, I woke up today and I didn't even know where I was at. It was kind of a weird feeling, when you haven't slept in the same place for too many days in a row. You kind of start waking up confused and like, where am I? Here's another thing. Got a non-black hat. This is a non-black hat. Normally I always wear black hats. This one, as you can see, Tatooine. We had a camper gift me with this hat, and knows I'm a big Star Wars guy, and I thought that was actually really, really cool. So wow, man. I'm here for you guys today. I just wanted to get in here early and start. Take a quick second. Thank our sponsors for the show. Vidami was at the camp. Wayne was he flew out and kicked it with us. We had an amazing time, absolutely amazing time. And without Vidami, we wouldn't be able to come to you. We wouldn't be able to make this time to make this show happen week after week. This is an amazing item. Helps all learn all things. For me personally, the way I use it, it keeps the arrow in place on YouTube when I'm trying to learn something, trying to go back and learn something, and it keeps it in spot. When I use a trackpad or whatever, I get lost. However, man, you can grab a section of music and you can loop it. Then you can control the speed of that loop. You could stop the loop. You can restart the loop. You can start the loop in the middle of where it's at. Multiple speeds. Works with TrueFire. Works with YouTube. All my Patreon lessons. You just line it up and get it on your computer, and you're rolling in just a matter of a few minutes. Also works with the iPads and iPhones and all that kind of good stuff. But Bluetooth, so it works with all that good stuff. Okay, Bruce is in the house saying he bought one at the camp, and it's an awesome tool. Yeah, it really is, man. How are you guys doing today? I see Jim in the house. Yeah, he's saying home sweet home. Not for long, though, you know. Be back at it real soon. I think I got a week or two off. This weekend's going to be a fun weekend, and I've got to brush up on the old 80s actions, you know. Doing some Skangbanger this weekend. All that kind of stuff. Gonna be doing some skank banging. Man, I love the one, you know, it's obviously you got the 18 in Life kind of thing. But you know, there was a Saigon Kick song that I'd like to do in Skankbanger. I don't remember if this is the right chord versions. I feel like it is. You guys remember the song I'm talking about? I think it was called Love Is On The Way. What was the melody line? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Troy's got it. What was the melody? Yeah, you can do it like that. One more time on that chorus. What we do? I want that bass line to walk up chromatically, right? Something. Yeah, you guys remember that song? Troy does. It's a really pretty melody. I need to actually sit down and learn it. Something like that, right? One more time on that bend. Yeah. Yeah, I see that the Vidami guys are like, oh, we started early today, huh? Yeah, I just sprung a wild one on them. I wanted to get in here and just get to hanging out. Anyways, that's a good tune. I want to go back and like actually learn that. There's some I like those movements where, you know, those kind of. I like those kind of substitutions or, you know, leading tones, whatever you want to call those, like voice leading type things. Those are nice going into minor chords. Yeah. Dave Brandon's asking what kind of chord I'm using. I'm actually like substituting and putting like an insert of a chord. So like when I think of going to a minor chord like that, like, you know, that Love Is the Only Way thing, right? It's like to the 5 chord. That's just going from like 5 to 6. So like, you can put a half step in there. Something about that voice leading, so it sounds like you know, that sound, or both of those kind of work in that voice leading kind of thing. It's also in like the Clapton song. Change the world, right? I don't know what the chords are. Something like that. I don't know what the original chords are, but I know the sub is this. So anyways, okay, here we go. I'm gonna dig into this chat here. Vidami guys, how are you? How are you, Wayne? Incredible time at the Woodshed. Incredible, dude. Yeah, I hope that helped, David. Hope that kind of like shines some light on the way I'm kind of using those. And I'll use them like in that song too. kind of see how that's working. Yeah. Anyways, Aaron and David are kind of talking over here, and man, Fishbulb is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Jim reporting for duty. Good to see everyone. Will Barton's in the house. Will, how you been, man? By the way, everyone needs to go check out Will's playing. Fantastic telly slinger, Western swing, chicken picking. He's got the goods, man. He indeed has the grease. Albin Dunford, my friend, all the way on the other side of the planet in New Zealand. He is now saying, got the gearbox. Love it. And now on the Halo. The mighty Halo. This little bad boy right here is going to make it onto my small board. The only reason it's not on there yet is I don't have my mini expression pedal in from Dunlop. But I'm gonna put that on. It's like with the way that I use delay, as you can tell right now, I don't have any reverb on. What sounds like reverb is not reverb. That's delay. And then with it all the way up. That really lush thing. But I like to have that mix on an expression pedal. That's really clutch for me. So to answer that, as far as the signal chain, the Halo should come last for me, from my opinion, or it should be in the loop of the amp, one or the other. However, like I said, I used an expression pedal, so technically the expression pedal is next to it. So it doesn't look like it's last, but it is. Vidami's just going to say it. For those of you that couldn't attend this year's Woodshed, plan on going next year. You will not regret it. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. What was your favorite part, Wayne? Wayne is running the Vidami channel. Chuck is in here. Chuck is just superhero extraordinaire. I can't publicly thank Chuck enough for everything he does to make sure things go off without a hitch. We've got an amazing crew, an amazing team to bring this thing to you. Our goal is for it to be, for everyone to walk away inspired and with memories that the whole, fear of missing out, what they call it, FOMO, right? It's like, if you miss this year, dude, man, did you miss toast and jamming with, talking to Rory, or like, Brent and Guthrie playing Western Swing with Rory. Incredible stuff, man. Just truly incredible. Emilio says, I fried it with 18 volts. Yeah, so you don't have to push it with 18 volts, right? It's got a charge pump in it, so it has that tone already. Troy, yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an amazing event, man. And when you guys ordering is now available for next year. We haven't announced our lineup yet. But you get a discount for being part of my community. So when you contact Brady, you get that discount. So, yeah. Yeah, I get it, Chuck. Capes at the cleaners. David Brandon's here saying, I'd love to see a DVD with a bunch of different folks at shows from the open chord, a compilation of different songs. Man, it seems so simple, right? But it's actually a lot of work that goes into those live shows. You have to multi-track, you have to mix. It's a lot of work. Not that I don't want to see that happen, but it's like I don't want to put out just audio camera. Like I want it to be like nice, direct, good sounds. Yeah, so that's a big thing. Smaller shows are a lot of fun for me. I love them. It was me and Greg at the open chord. And open chord holds a couple hundred people, but we could have easily been in a much bigger room. However, there's something vibey and cool about those small rooms like that. There's an intimacy that you feel like you're kind of on stage with the band members and in those improvisations and stuff. And it's kind of cool. Troy, yes, I'm currently using the Strymon on the board that I've got next to me. It's my main board. You can see it right here. Yeah. Sounds really great. I love this, I love this board so much. Flip's chiming in here. Flip, I'm good, man. I'm tired. I'm really tired. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, just kind of trying to mix all of it together, For Axe-Effect setup, do you use the Mesa Cab Sims? Jim, I keep messing around with different ones. There's a 212 in there that I like pretty good. I think it's called 21265. I like the EV cabinets a lot. I like EVs in general, but they're so heavy, like in real life, they're physically just so heavy. So, man, yeah. Yeah. They're, excruciating, but they sound great. Roddy's saying, do I ever use full tone pedals? Man, funny you mention it. Yeah, I have a full tone OCD, as almost everybody does. And I have a full tone choral flange. I think Landau used to use one of those back in the day. I love that pedal. Mike, I think Mike was the guy, Full Tone. Oh, it just went a little too public with a little too many things. I think he had a problem with social media. He kind of would get on various tirades and whatnot. Builds a good pedal, but, kind of mixed a little too much personal with a little too much public and business. That never ends up too good. No, they didn't. He just quit. He announced it last week, right? That's the thing. A stem is a single line. So if you think of the kick drum in a full set, a full show, when somebody says I want the stems, that means they want every track. So we'll have a track that is labeled kick drum, and that's the kick drum for the whole night. A track labeled snare underneath, snare top, hi-hat, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, guitar left, guitar right, and so on and so forth. That's what a stem is. That's what you call the little pieces of track that's in your Logic or GarageBand or whatever. Yeah, the OCD was the Marshall in a box kind of thing. Yeah, it was cool. I think, I like this Pantheon pretty good. This is the Pantheon right here. I like that a lot. I think that sounds pretty killer. A little more top on it. Kind of sloppy today. There we go. And then gearbox for the heavy stuff. I like that for the crazy shreddy stuff. Hey, Tom, how are you, man? Good to see you, dude. Timothy here has got a question. He's saying, if I ever used or messed with software, like amp software, just purchased S-Gear for home recording. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. A lot of great guys get a lot of great sounds out of software-based stuff. I tend to have better luck with amps and tube amps and pedals, just for me. I like the aux to get my tube amps into my digital workspace, but I have the best luck doing that. That sounds good right there to me. The Roddy the Aux is a device made by Universal Audio, and I'm in the process of working with them on some new stuff, new deals. They helped sponsor the Woodshed Guitar Experience, brought a bunch of their pedals and things. The Aux is a load box. You can go out of your amplifier into that without having a cabinet in the room, so you don't blow yourself through the wall. And then out of that into your interface. So I'm using a Universal Audio Apollo as my interface. Digital workspace is Logic. That's what I like. I mean, Michael, the goal is if I'm over 60, I got people carrying my stuff for me. That's the goal is to be in environments where you got a guitar tech. That is always the goal, my man. With that said, the fractal stuff is a great workaround, you know, if you're on ears, especially if you're on in-ears. For a small amplifier, easy to get in and out, I would probably lean to like a Sir Ombre, you know, a little deluxe or something. I'm using the Aux right now. Yeah. Here's the signal. The clean signal of the amp. And then the Pantheon. And then the Woodshed comp. You know, sounds really great. I love the Woodshed comp. It's like MSG for your tone. Am I using an Aux right now? Yes, I am. And the cabinet is, I think, just the greenback thick. I think that's the one I tend to go to a lot. Greenback thick. Jim, I had some there. Actually, no. I think Open Chord's got some. You know, it's hard. It's not bad that it's hard to find. It's just sold out. Email Open Chord Music in Knoxville and see if they've got any in stock. The other suggestion would be the Guitar Sanctuary down in McKinney, Texas. Tell them you watched the show and you're trying to wrangle a Woodshed compressor. Oh, Tom, man, the event went amazing, dude. Went really, really great. And sorry, I got to stretch out here. Oh, I've been sleeping on a bus. Been sleeping on a bus for a couple of weeks, hotel rooms and whatnot. So, Tom, the Woodshed went amazing. We got just tons and tons of footage. Also, for you guys out there that are, what was I going to say? Yeah, you guys that came to the event and you had video footage that you were recording, there's a portal that's been set up to where you can put your footage into that portal. That portal's on my Patreon page. It's also on Facebook on the Woodshed Guitar Experience page. It's on you can connect over there at Instagram. And it looks like PM Audio is saying that Tamon had some for the Woodshed compressor. Dusty Nuts, I should have an answer of that later this week. I should have that. And these are those new pickups. They sound really, really good, man. Big fan. So hopefully later this week we'll have an answer on that one that I can say publicly. Aaron, thank you, man. Yes, Woodshed Comp, Gearbox, and Halo. I mean, like, that's really, like, you can kind of get it all done with that. I love the old Carl Martin. I've got 3 of them. The only reason I have 3 is they would keep breaking, and I would need to replace one. So, hopefully we took that kind of thing and improved it with Woodshed Comp. So yeah. Randy Heston says he's late to the party. Randy, welcome, my friend. We had a good time at Woodshed. Randy is always, a centerpiece of the events. I would say. You always find Randy at the Woodshed, which is great. Michael Rizzo is up here. He's saying that he's got a Mesa Lone Star combo. I found that Lone Star to be so excruciatingly heavy, I put it in a rack. It's like right here behind me over my shoulder. You see it? That thing was so heavy. I had it in a combo, and I was like, this thing sucks. It's too heavy. So I put it in that rack, and now it's way easier to deal with. Michael, I've not checked it in the Fractal update. That's cool, though, the Aurora. That's a great name for it. So, now you can have that kind of delay in there, which is cool. Is it under the delay blocks, Michael, or is it under the pedal blocks? Is it under the stomp box blocks? I need to update every piece of Fractal gear that I've got. I guess I should do that this week. I haven't been home, and we got a lot of things coming back at us. Like I said, we're going to be doing some Skank Banger this weekend with Uncle Ben, which is going to be a blast. And I've got to really brush up on all those songs. I haven't played any of those in a long time. Trying to coordinate with Uncle Ben to work on the album some more, which is going to be fun. I think we're getting close to about halfway with the tunes, maybe a little under halfway. So yeah, going to be good. Going to be real good. Randy wins best dressed at Woodshed. That's right. Okay, PM Audio Production is saying now that he's starting the Timeline stereo rig only, it sounds great at 100 watts. Wife's still learning to endure. Man, God bless her. That's the thing. That is the thing. Roddy, yes, there's a YouTube vid on my channel. Type in Andy Wood Woodshed compressor, and you'll find it. Timothy's in the house. He says, how did I meet Uncle Ben? Michael, thank you for that. It's in the multi-tap delay blocks. Okay, that's good to know. Timothy says, how did I meet Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben and I knew each other long time ago, back when I was in Down From Up, and we would often see and or hear about each other, each other's gigs, and, we actually met on a gig at the Valerium. He was opening up for Down From Up back in the day. And, we didn't really talk too much, truthfully. We would see each other online on Harmony Central Forum and stuff like that. But something happened, and we crossed paths on some gig. And I said, dude, are you the guy on Harmony Central that swirls the guitars? And he's like, yeah, that's me. I was like, sick, dude. So we kind of hit it off and just talked about music and guitar and all of that kind of stuff. And one thing led to another, and I needed a rhythm guitar player for some of the shows and stuff that I was doing. And kind of aim this down so you get a little more guitar in there. There we go. And he ended up being rhythm guitar player on some stuff for like the Sir concert series that we would do at NAMM and things like that. And, just kind of hit it off. And then it turned into I would need a bass player or something, and he would learn the bass parts to my tunes and play the bass, and off we were. And that led to Skank Banger. That led to a Kennedy Wood Band, led to, Junktown, all these different outings that we had done. And yeah, and the rest is history, I guess. So Michael, when it's in multi-tap delay, so it's in the delay block. I need to check that out. That's cool. Michael Rizzo says, I gigged on Sunday, used my Bias Mini. Not really wondering if the sounds are what I'm looking for. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, to me, one of the things that's really important is the cabinet that I play through. Live, I use Mesa Boogie 212s. And I particularly like this cabinet I've got that's got some Warehouse classic Lead 80 speakers in it. It sounds really good. It just sounds really, really good. I like the tone out of it a lot, and great combination of speaker and cabinet. So, yeah. Now, Albert's chiming in saying, been recording recently and cannot thank you enough. Your coaching has improved my playing so much. You inspire. Album, man, that means a lot to me, my friend. Love to hear what you're working on when you get it done. Not Your Brother 22 says, were you surprised at anyone's improv skills at the event? Not really. I mean, if you look at somebody like Mark Lettieri or Nick Johnston, you're like, yo, this guy's going to be able to wear it out. And you're just, it's not that you're not surprised. It's just that you are surprised at seeing it live, and it's exciting when you're in the room with it, but you're not surprised that it's great. I guess that's how I would word it. Like, I expect Brent Mason and Guthrie Trapp and Lettieri and Tosin and Greg and Nick and all those guys to be great. And they were fantastic, but it's also like, those are my bros and I know they're going to be fantastic. So it's like, that's kind of like, I'm not surprised, but it is fun and exciting to hear them play and hear what they do. So that's kind of the way to look at that. Right. Yeah, no worries, man. Aaron is saying, Albin, are you in the Patreon too? It's revolution the way I think about music. Yeah, so Aaron here is talking about our Patreon community, which ties hand in hand with Vidami, ties hand in hand with Woodshed. It's a way to keep the community going, year round. And one of the things we offer every Wednesday is a 2-hour live Zoom masterclass. So if you like this kind of hang, you'd really like that, because it's far more, it's unlike YouTube. I can see you, and the conversation is a two-way street, other than just being a chat platform. The other thing that's really nice is the Vidami itself, this item. These folks, these fine folks, make this delightful little miracle pedal. Keep in mind, when I say pedal, it's not a pedal for your guitar, it's a pedal for your brain and to ease your learning. That's the way I look at it. It allows you to slow down, loop. It's got a great looping function. And you can grab that piece of music off of YouTube or that lick and loop that thing and slow it down. All of the Patreon videos work with Vidami. So that's, as I upload videos, you can rewind things and pause things and slow them down using Vidami. So everything kind of ties all together. I look for a nice symbiotic kind of thing, like a nice synergy throughout things that I'm into, whether that be the camp or my albums or Vidami or Patreon. So Aaron, yeah, thank you for bringing that up, man. Troy as well. Thank you, Troy. A lot of kind words about the Patreon in here. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Michael's here saying the Sir concert video sounded great. Big Rex are really sound incredible. The closest I got to Brent Mason that weekend was watching the Shania Twain documentary. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Old Brent's amazing, though, isn't he? Yeah, Chuck saying Mark Lettieri and Nick Johnston playing Steely Dan was amazing. Yeah. Randy Heston, yeah. Big surprise out of the whole event was Rory Hoffman. Just truly unbelievable. It really is unbelievable what that man can do. William DeSilva's in the house. How you doing, man? He says he's working on his studio, paying the bills and hanging out with Andy Wood and friends. Doesn't get better than this. Man, William, it's great to have you here. And let's go ahead and if anybody's got questions, man, I kind of came in today just to hang out with you guys and kind of get a fresh start, a mental cleanse. So if you guys have questions, man, please fire them off. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Wayne. Today is the last day of the 15% off Labor Day sale. So if you've not bought your Vidami, and maybe you've been watching the show week after week and been thinking about making the purchase, if you click over there on that tab that Wayne's linked up, there's a discount code to get you 15% off of the for Labor Day, which is cool. Let's check that out. So thank you for the reminder. Dusty Nuts saying Celestial Redback replaced the EV12L addiction. While not the same, the weight savings was worth it. You know, Dusty, that was my thought with the wheelhouse when I was working with the Eminence guys. I was like, how do we get it to be close to an EV12L, but not weigh a ton? So, you know, kind of that thing. If you haven't checked out the Taylor Hawkins tribute, please check it out. The EVH tribute as well from Wolfgang. Absolutely. A fantastic tribute. I just want to put it on and watch all of it in one go. As it was airing, I was on the bus and we were rolling up and down the road, so the service was kind of spotty, and I was rewatching things. However, I did catch the On Fire and Hot for Teacher from Wolfie. And I love that he just told every hater on the internet to shove it. Like, he absolutely nailed those tunes. 11 out of 10. Fantastic. Couldn't get any better. Could not get any better. And some amazing heartfelt moments in that thing. Yes. Yes, dude. Aaron Grubb's got a great question. He's saying, how do you approach self-care when you're so busy? It's not a musical question, but it's very important. Yeah, let's jump on this for a second, guys. If we can just hang tight on the, maybe just give me just a minute, kind of, we can talk about this. You guys probably, you can just put a hand up or a smiley face emoji if you guys, how many of you guys out there, you know, play live, or you're trying to balance your music with your real life and all that stuff. It's all really kind of the same as, you know, when you get waterlogged. I love being really busy. However, you know, I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I'm kind of thinking about all the things I've got to do in the next couple of days to get ready for the next set of shows, and kind of didn't really get a chance to unwind fully and decompress fully from the past 3 weeks. You know, for me, the hardest part is just making sure that I'm prepared musically, and that I'm trying to get enough sleep. It's probably not, like, I'm probably not ever getting enough sleep when things get so busy, especially with flights and lobby calls, when you're getting up in the morning at freaking 3:30 and 4 every morning to catch on a flight. You know, it's really important to take care of yourself mentally. And for me, one of the things I like doing is spending some time with the guys in the band that I'm working with, where, like, off stage, just connecting. Like, Adrian is the bass player that works with us at the Gary Lavox. So Gary's the lead singer for Rascal Flatts, and while Rascal Flatts is taking a little break from things, Gary's doing a solo album, doing his thing, and Adrian's playing bass on that gig. And Adrian and I, we like a lot of the same things, so we end up watching, you know, the same movies on the bus or playing some video games or whatever. And I think what's really important is, like, connecting with your bandmates on a social level. Not just from music. I think just being present really helps me, like being in the moment. Obviously, I think the biggest thing that can work against you is when you're jumping back and forth from each coast. Like, that's where your sense of time and the sleepiness gets out of whack. The other thing is, like, really trusting in your, you know, in the people around you. Like, I have to lean into the people around me a lot to take care of all of the things that aren't the music, because it's a lot of work to have tunes like, you know, we played that Steve Morse tune, Too Many Notes. We did it at the Greg Cox show and we did it at camp. When you have tunes like that, and, you know, Beyond the Reef and Forgotten Secrets and Junktown, the tunes are harder than your average pop tune. So it takes a lot of energy to be musically prepared for that kind of stuff. And I think that's where, if I'm musically prepared, I feel mentally prepared. I usually start falling apart if I'm not caught up on something, or I always say this, if I have a bad music day and I'm not playing good, I have a bad day. So for me, just trying to do everything I can to make sure my tone is good, my sound is good. One of the things that stressed me out about the West Coast gigs is the backline was really rough. And, you know, that's not ever something that anyone can really control. You know, SIR is the most trusted company for backline in the United States, one of them. And SIR Seattle has different amps than SIR Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So we get up there and man, it was a Lone Star that was kind of falling apart. One speaker didn't work. The other amp was a super that didn't sound right, like at all. Like, I don't know, it just didn't sound right. Didn't sound right in my ears, etc. It just wasn't great. So that overcoming that to still put on a good show is kind of everything. Is being able to fight against the things that you can't control. All of that kind of stuff, is a big deal. I hope that helps answer the question. I feel like I answered the question of like, how do you stay mentally sane when you're not working when you're working? And I answered it with like, just work more. That's not really what I meant, but I think it made sense in my mind. Self-care, man, I try to, it's been a tough year for me because the number one person that I would talk to and vent to and lean into is not there anymore. It's my father, right? So that's been the hardest part, is I have this feeling of, being on an island by myself a lot of times. And that can be really challenging when you're in a different city all the time. And, the music is changing, going from Junktown at a camp, at a guitar experience one week to like Life is a Highway in front of thousands of people the next week. I used to talk to Dad a lot, and that's been the hardest part. So, I've been trying to lean into the people around me to kind of help keep me grounded to things that aren't music. I think when all of our eggs are in one basket, we all have bad days, and we all have off days and miss a solo or miss a note or some, flub a chord change or whatever. That's inevitable. For me, I think I put so much emphasis on that when I flub something, it really wrecks me. Like, it really, really wrecks me. So, having people around me that remind me that there's more to life than just music. And I don't mean to downplay, like, music is 90% of my life, but like, there's things outside of music that I enjoy, and leaning into those things help me mentally, and leaning into those people help me. One of the great parts of being in Seattle was I got to see half of my video game clan. We have a video game clan called Big Shrimpin' on Xbox, and the clan's made up of obviously some musicians like Travis Toy, the steel players in that clan, Shannon Campbell's in that clan, fabulous musician. And, we have guys that don't play music at all. And we've got guys from every age group. Most of the clan guys actually are quite a bit older than me. And, it's seeing 4 of those guys come out to one of the small fair gigs we did while we were in Seattle was really, really cool. And help me have one of those like, recharge moments. I lean into other people to like help me recharge my batteries. And kind of help me like stay mentally sound when I'm doing the music thing. And there's a lot of that going on. You know what I'm saying? So hang on just a second. There we go. Do you have a favorite music or band documentary? Josh says. Josh is asking about if I have a favorite music documentary. I shouldn't say this, but I would say Spinal Tap. I know it's not a real answer, but I can watch Spinal Tap every day of the week. I know that's not a real documentary, but man, that's the honest answer. As far as real documentaries, I watched that Woodstock thing the other night. I don't like saying favorites, but that was the most recent thing I watched, and I really got into that. Watching how that thing kind of come off the rails. That was wild. Troy Bettis is saying some nice bourbon can help too. I enjoy a nice bourbon from time to time. These days I like the Jefferson's Ocean. That's a nice bourbon. Yeah, Michael's saying, especially with Woodshed and what you put into that. Yeah, because I lean into, Woodshed is just such a passion thing that I want everyone to have the greatest time ever. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to deliver on that front. Lars is asking, do I have a double neck guitar? No, Lars, I don't. I would love the Ernie Ball double neck that Eddie Van Halen had. That was the 6-string bass on the bottom and the guitar on the top. I would love that. Yeah. Yeah, Tom's nailing it here. Michael says, do you take an FM3 as a contingency plan? I haven't been, but maybe I should. Robert Valdez is in the house. How do you pick a mandolin? Can you recommend one? Thanks. Yeah, Robert, I have some unfortunate honesty coming at you. Mandolins are expensive, and I think you don't really get into a good mandolin until you're spending several $1,000s. However, Kentucky is the most trusted brand from my experiences that's under $1,000. I would get a Kentucky F model. Jesse says, do you lose both of your parents? No, my mother's still alive. I lost my grandfather 13 months ago and my father in May. So, yeah. But I was really, really close with my grandfather and my father. So it's been a long year. Here I go. Yeah, exactly. Sacred City's nailing it with the lyrics to Bob Seger's Turn the Page. Yeah. Aaron's also chiming in saying, for anyone interested in Patreon, Andy never stops the content, no matter how busy he is. Thank you, sir. Yeah, one of the things I pride myself on is if I get a great moment on the road, documenting that, sharing that with the Patreon family. And my gosh, we've got so much footage from Woodshed. We've just got terabytes of footage that we've got to cull through. Yet again, hope Chuck gets his superhero cape out of the cleaners to kind of go through some of that stuff. Wayne's here saying you said the first thing Wayne's saying, the first thing I told Amy about the Woodshed experience was that it felt like a family reunion. That's what really, really matters to me, is the sense of family and the sense of camaraderie. I feel like the guitar is a way for us all to have a fraternal order. Like this thing brings so many people together, and it's weird to watch people like bash each other. Seriously, okay. There's one thing of like making fun of something, and it's just in lighthearted fun. Like whatever, like break a string and it sounds like crap, laugh. Miss a chord, you laugh. But like people that get on at tirades and attack artists over whatever, it's like, man, that's crazy to me, because this thing is such a way to create community and create a real family-like environment. And that's one of the things that really matters to me when Woodshed is brought up, when Patreon's brought up, Vidami streams. Like I want to be a conduit to connect people. That's really a big thing for me. Yeah, Bruce is saying the Woodstock train wreck was almost scary. Yeah, it absolutely was, man. Really, really scary stuff. I actually got a baritone, David, and one of the new songs on the new album is written around the baritone. Yes, and Guthrie Govan is rocking the FM9 on tour right now, which is cool. Very efficient, It's a very efficient scenario. I love hearing cabinets. Guthrie's sounds are amazing. I don't think there's a wrong answer when you go to put together what works for you live. Like there's not a wrong answer. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got a different way of doing things. And for me, it's like if you can get your sounds out of an FM9 or FM3, cool. If you can get them out of a Kemper, cool. If you use amps, cool. Like there's really no right or wrong way when it comes to like getting your tones, Farron Connolly. Farron, how you doing today, my friend? I need to learn more theory and I'm working on it. But what's going through your mind to keep you from missing a note when you play? Scales, modes, cage system, visual aspect. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Farron is saying about theory. What's going through your mind? For me, let's take a key just like plain old C. Key of C. when I'm looking down on the fretboard, I'm trying to see. I don't use the cage system. I mean, I guess I'm playing through it, but I don't see that. The thing that I look for is I try to find all my roots, right, and see where those are at, and let those be like mile markers, so to speak. Like wherever they are, on each string, wherever that might be. Because if I can see the root of the chord, that means I can see 7 and 9, right? So, that also means that the third is most likely right below it in this kind of shape. The only time it's not is when we have the G going to the B string. And it's that shape. Right? The next thing I'll do is I'll lay the third out on the same string. And then right there we had 6/5. So now I'm seeing intervallically all the things that are kind of making up the scale. So it's less of trying to see a block of information and then turning off the brain and go to the next block of information. And it's more about trying to connect the entire block of information. So let's take the key of C and play root third 5 on one string. That's like going. But it's far more musical because I can start seeing things that. One, 3, right? 5, 6. 1 to 3 and 4. 2, 5. 1, 7. 5, 3, 4, 2. And I can hear all the chord changes around there. So when I see, I can see that everywhere. And that's just all major scale. So when I want to alter something like maybe sharp 4, or diminish, right? Right. And there I start slipping into like playing a major scale with both a minor third and a major third. That's in like how, for me, the most efficient way to visualize the fretboard. That way I can play freely and I don't feel trapped in one area and I don't feel like I can't navigate another area of the neck. So I think that it makes sense to me, right? I think that seeing the neck in intervallic structure helps open up everything for me. Because let's look at it this way. If you were playing by tabs and fretboard memorization, if you're playing by tabs and fretboard, you've got, on this guitar, you have 24 frets, okay? And you've got to do that 6 times. So you got to memorize all of that 6 times. Versus if you learn intervallic structure and basic theory, you've only got 12 notes. A sharp or B flat, B, C sharp or D flat, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F sharp or G flat, G sharp or A flat, A, and now you're done. So 12 notes. And if you think of it that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There it is again. Seeing the guitar this way is what helps me feel less trapped. Moving that much distance. Right? Also, if you're interested in that kind of thing, there's literally hundreds of videos on Patreon. So Michael says, how often do you plug into the BE100 in the background? I've never heard you talk about it. Friedman's are my latest obsession. Friedman's are great. We have one right behind me, working on the new record. And that's fantastic. Hot rodded Marshall sounds great. I think it's very much like this little Fender here. There's not much to say. Do you like a blackface? There it is. You like a hot rodded Marshall? And there it is. For me, I'm trying to do everything I can to not think about the gear that I'm playing. I want to only think about my hands and the guitar and the sound that's coming out of it and how close is that to the guitar sound that's in my head. I don't care what brand it is. I want it to sound great. Like what's on the panel. I don't care what the switches say. I care about how something sounds. So maybe I'm not ever going like on and on ranting and raving about all the various amplifiers, but to me they're like tools. It's like saying, "Oh man, this hammer is the best hammer ever." It's like, "Cool, man. Did you drive the nail in?" That's what I need to know. Like that's what we're after. So the Friedman is fantastic. Dave is really, really great amp builder. I'm gonna buy one of the Steve Stevens amps one of these days. I've just got so much on my plate right now. I'm not really adding into the equation. However, there is a lemon burst in Nashville, Tennessee at Foster Guitars, and I'm going to go play it. A Lemon Burst Les Paul has been like this unicorn for me for a very long time, where it's like this uncapturable creature. Every time I had the money to buy a Lemon Burst Les Paul, I could never find one that I liked. Every time I was broke as a joke, there would always be some magical Lemon Burst Les Paul at a music shop. So I'm actually going to go down to Nashville and play this Lemon Burst and see if it's the one. We'll report back. Yeah, Lauren says Uncle Bubby went to Woodstock. Not a shock that he doesn't remember. Yeah, exactly. The Woodstock thing that's on TV is about Woodstock 99 though, with Korn and Bush and all those characters. Kid Rock, like at the height of that, Ball with the Ball and all that stuff. Cheers to all you guys. Cheers for the kind words, man. Yeah, I guess that was a kind of a deep answer. I didn't really mean for it to be a deep answer. Just got there. The B100's outstanding. It's got an HPE mod on it too. I don't really use the HPE, but yeah, it's killer. 4144 says, would love to see you sit in with Eric Johnson one day. Me too. I would love to sit in with Eric Johnson one day. That would be outstanding. Fit to praise. Cheers, my friend. All right, Carrie's in the house, and Carrie is saying, go big orange. Did you and Wampler design the gearbox for a clean or dirty amp? Single coil or humbuckers? The answer is yes. The reason it's called the gearbox is hopefully it's the only gear you need. One of my favorite things is to take a Marshall style amp like this and run the Tumnus side, the channel 1 in front of it. That's for the dirty amp. For clean amp, channel 2 does the business. And then as you can tell, the single coil sounds really great. It's kind of a split sound. And then the humbucker sounds great. That's gearbox for you right there. Matt Warren is chiming in saying he's getting a diesel Herbert delivered today. Congratulations, Matt. That is a Desert Island amplifier for me. I love that amp. It sounds great. Jim Dover's right. Guthrie's fingers make anything sounds good, right? So, yeah. Hey, Robert, thank you so much for the $5 beer money. Guthrie Govan told him once that if you want to end being a gear nerd, become a full-time musician. That's it right there. Once more, guys, show some love for our sponsors, Vidami. Without them, we could not bring this hang to you. And I love this hang. I look forward to it every week. It's an amazing part of my week. And this tool right here, you can use throughout my videos. Like as we're doing these live streams, these stay up and they stay public. And one of the things that's really fun is I just noodle. So if you find some tasty nugget in there that you want to absorb, you can grab that piece of information off of YouTube with this thing. You can loop that piece of information, and then you can slow it down. I've got 2 camera angles here. Use this on it, and it will help you assimilate those technical treats that's happening over in the hands. So if you scroll down and see the blue wrench next to the name Vidami, you'll see the reminder that today is the last day of the 15% off Labor Day sale. Please use the code and get a discount. Yes, save some money. Get the Vidami. Improve your playing. Super easy. Dave Zahara, cheers, my friend. Welcome. He says he just joined the Patreon. Is there video from the Woodshed up there, or is it elsewhere? It is being cultivated, Dave. We have, like I said, just hundreds of gigs of footage. We have to go through it all. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it is coming. If you join up for the Patreon, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern is our live Zoom call. So make sure to be available for that. And like these, they stay up. Make sure to take a scroll through everything. Hundreds and hundreds of videos. Scroll down. If you see anything that you're interested in, you can always message me and say, hey, Andy, can you elaborate on? Or I saw you on the Vidami stream and you were talking about this. Can you make a video on this? The Patreon is actually just built for you guys. And I respond in video format, and I elaborate on all the things there. So, yeah, that's what that's all about. Man, Robert, thank you, my friend. Michael Rizzo again with, how do you use your volume controlling guitar? I like to have headroom with my guitar volume. Yeah, I do too, man. So if I have a kind of a vanilla sound, this kind of tube screamer on a deluxe or bassman kind of sound, right? I like to roll that down a little bit for ballads, right? For that, like, what hurts the most kind of thing, right? It's actually played in F, you know. It's actually there, you know. Now roll it. And then, you know, when I roll everything all the way up, you know, go to... kind of get that kind of more creamy sound. Yeah, I love the interaction. I'll actually use volume control all the time, you know, because I like the driven sound with just a little rolled back. I love that sound. Nice. Yeah, I think that's really nice. Harlan says, Andy, have you dealt with poor house sound at gigs? Oh man, yeah. Like that's nature of the course, my friend. Everybody deals with bad sound. We used to play this little club called Ray's, and it sounded terrible in there. But you know, that's where we were at in our life. We played that club and just made the best of it. You know, finally got to where I was just letting my amp be the stage volume, and just letting that be the thing. Bruce Walker. Hey, Andy, if I try to watch the Patreon masterclass after the fact, I usually get an invalid meeting ID message, and I'm not able to open it. What am I doing wrong? Bruce, are you clicking on the link in the comments? So the invalid ID, Bruce, is like you're trying to join the meeting. What you need to do is go to the link that I post on Patreon. Scroll down. There'll be a guy named Jay, and Jay Smory. And he will post the link, the recap. So don't click on the link itself to join the meeting, because that meeting obviously is expired. Go in the comments section. That's where the link will be. That way we don't have too many things posted everywhere, right? It kind of makes a little more sense. Man, so yeah, the drive links. Yeah. Thoughts on the halo delay? Amazing. Right there it is. I love it. Fantastic pedal. It's going on my smallest board. My smallest board is about like this. So because of the footprint, it will be on there. Guys, thank you for hanging out this week. Man, what a really good time to get back in the saddle and get kind of inspired and loosened up for the week. Tomorrow night on Patreon, we'll be taking a look at all kinds of 80s shred stuff, which will be fun. We're going to do 80s shred tomorrow night on Patreon to get geared back up for Skank Banger on Friday. If you are ever looking to learn any of my things and you have the True Fire courses, or you have the Patreon, or you're just scrolling through YouTube and you want to grab something, this right here is the answer. This right here. You see that bad boy right there? With this, you can grab the YouTube video that you're watching. You can loop it. You can speed it. You can control the speed. You can slow it down. You can play and pause. And without Vidami, we wouldn't be here week in and week out. Thank you for bearing with me while we did camp and while I was on tour. Typically, we can do some streams from tour, but the Wi-Fi was not strong enough on the bus to host the stream. So with that said, without Vidami, there's no way we could be doing this week in and week out. This is an amazing tool. Use the code that you see in the super chat over here in the chat to grab one at that discount. David saying, what are the prices we should shoot for on Patreon? So let me give you a quick breakdown. There's multiple Patreon tiers. The most basic tier is $5 a month. At $5 a month, you can get access to all of the videos. At $25 a month, you get to join the Zoom live masterclass, which is weekly. You get 4 of those for $25 a month. 4 2-hour live interactive Zoom clinics for that. And then, of course, at the $100 tier subscription, you get a 30-minute lesson with me included. I charge way more than that for a lesson if you book outside of Patreon. So it's just kind of a perk. And then, of course, as things scale, you get all of those items included. So there you have it. Man, Nick R says, I'm so impressed by your versatility, inspiring, depressing all at the same time. Oh, cheers, Nick. I'm just a fan of music and guitar, and I like a lot of different styles of music. So I just kind of meander in all different directions. PM Audio Production says, Halo better than the Timeline or just easier? I think just easier. I think better is never the right word for any kind of gear. I think the Halo nails, obviously, Andy's signature sound without any muck or fuss. Obviously, the Halo can't do any MIDI, or is very limited on how in-depth the MIDI switching can go, if that's a necessity. However, I love the Halo. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I don't think there's better or worse. I think it's just easier. It's plug and play. Yeah, and then, of course, the Star Wars hat. Tatooine. This was a nice gift from one of our Woodshed members. I thought it appropriate to wear it on here today. Cheers, guys. Cheers all. There's the links. Chuck has got us covered on the andywoodmusic.com. Troy is saying the lessons are incredible. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Randy. Thank all of our Woodshed members. Without you, we would not be able to do all the things that we do. Without the Woodshed Patreon members, we would not be able to do all these amazing things we do for the guitar community. So you guys are the ones that drive the machine, and I appreciate you. Thanks to Vidami over here. I was doing it over here. It's not over there. It's over here. Look at it. Bam, right there. Thanks to these guys right here. Without them, this show's not coming to you. Thank you, Vidami. Amazing. Also, I've been using my Vidami to like slow down a bunch of stuff lately. It's been kind of fun. To kind of just get back into student mode for a day or two. After you get inspired after something like Woodshed, it's, you just want to go home and play guitar. So that's what I'm going to do for the next couple of days. I'm going to unwind today. I'm going to try to get caught up on some sleep today. I'm just going to unwind and might play some video games. At best, I'm going to answer emails at best. But we've got a big week ahead of us. A lot of things going on. And tomorrow night, we will see you guys in the Patreon live Zoom hang. So thank you guys and cheers all. Everyone have a great week.